Hello everyone, welcome to Swiflearn YouTube channel where we connect live with our lovely YouTube kids. I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to start a third episode of Midpoint and its Converse. So I hope you all have gone through the first and second video of it and you have understood what the concept is, because there we discussed about the theorems and its proof, which is really very important. And we also discussed some of the questions of the application of the theorem. So today's session is all about revision. We'll recall all the theorems and do its application once again. So everyone ready? So before me starting, let me tell you something about the platform Swiflearn. So Swiflearn is an online platform that offers 100% live and interactive classes. So here the teacher is present live in front of you to teach you. Right now you may be seeing this video when I've gone. I'm not live, right? So but right now when you are enrolled with us, the teacher is present live and will answer your doubts there and there. There is also a personalized attention batch given to each and every student. That's why we keep a batch of maximum of 6 students. So we don't have a bigger batch, only a 6 batch of 6 students are present so that the teacher can concentrate on each and every one, know their weaknesses and strengths from the first class itself. Isn't that great? Yes. Here, not only the teacher, but there is an academic mentor team that keeps a tracks of your progress, your classwork, your homework, assessment. Each and everything is tracked by the teacher as well as a team. We also cover syllabus as per school exam schedule. Whenever you have an exam, you can let us know. We are here to teach you beforehand with all the variety and different types of questions that can be asked in your school exam so that you perform good in your exams. All right. So that is why it's known for its sincerity throughout the world. So it's known as India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1st to 10th. So every one of you, you need to kindly book yourself a free trial class. Yes, absolutely. The trial class is free where you can book it and see whatever this ma'am is saying, is it true or not? All right, so I'll put some more light on it. That what are we doing here? We are offering you a statistics graph which shows each and every progress of yours is clearly so that you can understand and which is the area that you have to look upon yourself. And the teacher is here to guide you for that so that that stats also improves on a clearing rate. Isn't that great? Yes, we also offer SAT exam, that is Swiflearn Academic Test Series is been there where you need to perform all of them quickly. All right, so it's a competition being done throughout the globe, not only with your school students or in the tuitions that you are studying, but instead of the globe where you know where you need to compete with the world altogether and where do you stand. So for achieving a good number of scores or achieving your dreams, you need to practice, right? We all know that. And that's why we offer you unlimited practice tests. So the practice tests are of 2 types. One is subjective, one is objective. Subjective are the school exams that you have to write each and everything in stepwise where the proof is needed, how to write, what is the reasoning. So we offer you tests on that also. Not only that, we also making you prepared for the competitive exams. So we have multi-choice questions exams also where you to quickly think of the answer, calculate it, and give the answers in the options that are given to you, which are really very close, where you can get confused. So by this enrolling with us, you're preparing for your school exams as well as for the competitive exam. Isn't that great? Yes. If you really want to listen to us and understand with us, with the teachers present here live on the YouTube, which are just coming here to teach you guys, then remember to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon so that you never miss any update. All right. Okay, so today we are starting the midpoint and converse. So today we are doing the third session. I hope you have gone through first and second and you have learned how to prove it. So today will be a brush up of all the theorems once again and start with its application. So here we go. What's the objective is to recall the theorem first of all. Secondly, do the subjective assessments of the theorem, which is important, and that's what is asked in your school exams. So this video will help you to revise all of the theorems and do the brush up once again. So when you know the topic and you just need to revise, you just need to come back to this theorem. It has all the important questions which can be asked so that you can do it quickly. So here we go to recall our first theorem. The theorem says the line segment joining the midpoints of any 2 sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and equals to half of it. So what does that mean? It means that's if D is a midpoint of AB and E is a midpoint of AG. That means that DE will be parallel to BC and DE will be half of BC. So this we are able to prove that in a triangle, when the 2 midpoints join each other and then we are joining it straight line, then automatically it will be the parallel to the third side that we were talking about and it will be the half of the third side. All right, so I hope it's clear and we have revised it. Let's move on to the next theorem that it says that what we need to do. The next theorem is just another way of putting the same words together. What does it say? That if a straight line is drawn through the midpoints of one of the side and it's parallel to other. So if I say that D is a midpoint of AB, and it's already given that DE is parallel to BC, which will automatically tell me that E is the midpoint of the third side. And what's the third side? Midpoint of AC. So that gives me that if D is a midpoint and DE is parallel to BC, then automatically this says that D is the midpoint of the third side, that is AC, and it bisects it. So we can say it bisect or being the midpoint. That means it divides it into two equal parts. All right, so let's recall the equal intercept theorem and proof and its simple application. So everyone ready? So what does this theorem say? It says that if I'm talking about a transversal which makes an equal intercept, so if it's given that PQ is equals to QR, in that case, when the transversal is being made, LM and R lines parallel to each other. So whenever there are three or more lines making the equal intercept, so any line which is cutting them which you're talking about here is CD in this particular theorem. We say that 3D is the line will make an equal intercept. In any way will be LM is equals to MN. So this is what the proof was, but we were able to do that. If you don't know how to prove it, you need to go back for this proof to the second video of this session where we discussed and did some application particularly on this. So this says that if PQ is equals to QR, any transversal whichever is drawn from these three parallel lines will be equal. So this will be equal to this. This is what we had been able to prove in the theorem discussed in the second session. So if you want to go back and see the theorem, you need to go to the second session. All right, so let's do the problem based on midpoint and its converse. Everyone ready? So can we start our problems? So here we go with the first question. It says, given that it's a trapezium, ABCD is a trapezium in the figure, AB is parallel to DC and P is the midpoint of AB. PQ is parallel to AB. So what it says, this line is also parallel to this one. What I need to prove, it's proof half of AB plus CD. So how do we begin? How do we do this? How do you know, like, how do we start? So when I see at the proof, it says I have to do some relation with AB and CD, which is PQ. So I need to have the value of AB and CD. If I get to know the value of AB and CD and I add it, so will that be equal to half of PQ? This is what they want me. So this is how we go back from the proof that is required, that what our proceeding steps should look like so that we can reach to the proof that they are asking us in the question. All right, so let's start our proof. Let's see how do we begin. So first of all, I need to find out the value of AB and CD. That makes the job easy. So let's start with the first question that it says. So it says that in a triangle that we are talking about, ABD, P is the midpoint that is given to us. So I'll write the short form. I hope you understand what I'm doing it, right? So P is the midpoint of AB. So, and it says that it is parallel to, so automatically PR is parallel to AB, which also means that PQ is parallel to AB. So by midpoint theorem, I know that Q will be, so it gives me that Q is the midpoint of BD. Similarly, it will also tell me that R is the midpoint of CB. Now I know this is a midpoint of this line and this is the midpoint of this CBC or CD, whatever you want to say, right? So now what I get to know, that these sides are parallel and we have the midpoint. So what does that mean? This line, when I say PU is a midpoint of AB, so in a triangle, if I talk about ABD, so what does that mean? That PQ is equals to half of AB. Am I right? Yes. Similarly, in the triangle of BDC, if I talk about, what does it gives me? That QR is half of CD. Right. So what we'll do, we will add these two equations. So this is equation 1, this is equations 2. So what do? I add these two. So I'm saying adding equation 1 and 2. So what does it give me? PQ plus QR is equals to half of AB plus half of CD. So what I'll do, I'll take half common AB plus CD. So this is what I got, my right hand side. What does it want it in the left hand side? PR. So if you look closely, PQ and QR, peak or Q plus R को plus करते हैं तो पूरा क्या बन जाता है? PR. So that is what was required and hence proof. So simple as that. Whatever is given to you, it's given, it's parallel, that it means a midpoint. So we're applying a midpoint theorem that becomes half of it. And now when I know they are half and I have to prove a theorem in which it says I need to plus A and B, that's why let me add these two. Simple as that. I added it and I get the solution. All right. I hope it's clear now. Great. All right, moving on to next theorem. Let's see how many of you can do this. The next one says that DEF is a midpoint of AB, BC, and CA of an isosceles triangle ABC. AB is equals to CD. We need to prove that triangle DEF is also isosceles. So what does it say? That it is an isosceles triangle where this side AB is equals to AC. So it's given to us that it is the isosceles triangle. DEF is a midpoint. I need to prove that DEF, this triangle inside that we are talking about, is also an isosceles triangle. That means two sides should be equal. So how do we proceed in that case? Simple as that. Now if I know that these two sides are equal, so what does that mean? That these two sides are equal and these are the midpoint. So automatically DE will be twice of AC or half of AC, right? So what it means, twice of DE is equals to AC. Similarly here, twice of EF will be equals to AB. Now what was it given? That AB is equals to AC. Will that mean that if these two sides are equal, so I'll get to know that 2 times DE is equals to 2 times EF. So end of the day, that gives me DE is equals to EF, and that is what I had to prove, that any two sides are equal. That means they are isosceles. Simple. So what I have applied, I applied the midpoint theorem that's saying that, okay, these are the midpoints that we are talking about. Yes. And what else? This side is a midpoint joining to them. So if it's joining, that it means it's a half of AB. So this gives me that EF is half of AB, and similarly this side is half of the other side. Now when I know these both are half and equal, I can substitute. I get to know that DE and EF, so this side is equals to this side. That gives me that the triangle ABC DEF is a isosceles triangle. All right, so this one's the easiest of all, right? So let's try another one. What does this say? It says that what do I need to prove? Let me open my marker. It says in a triangle ABC. Okay, this triangle we are talking about, median BP. So BP and QR are produced at some point. So they are the medians that are produced at the point of M and N. So I got to know that it's produced till M and this is produced till N respectively, such that BP is equals to PM. So what is it? BP is equals to PM and PQ is equals to QN. So in that case, what I need to prove? I need to prove that M, A, N are collinear and A is the midpoint of NN. So how do I do? It's a midpoint and it's collinear. Any idea how can we do this? So it's coming as a median. It's going extending at a point which is M in such a way that these two sides becomes equal. And how are we able to prove that? Any idea? Yeah. So let's see how do we proceed in this question. So there is an error that has to be AP. And here it has to be CQ, which is equals to QA. All right. So that is what is required for us. So let us understand how do we do this question. All right. So let me open the whiteboard here and let's solve this question all together. All right. So here we go with the first thing. What is given that in a triangle, if we talk about BPC and triangle APN. So we are talking about BPC, so this side of a triangle, and APN. So that is this side of the triangle. So let me erase this one so that becomes a confusion. So these two triangles are we talking about. So what does it say? That says that angle BPC will be equals to angle APN because it is an opposite side angle. So it's opposite angle that is happening. So this angle will be equal to this one, right? So this is what I am able to prove because they are opposite angles. All right. Moving on to next one, we know that BP is equals to AP, right? So that's what it's given to us. And PC is equals to PN, right? So this side is equals to this side and this side is equals to this side. So when I know that these two sides are equal, what does that mean? It means that therefore these two triangles, so triangle BPC is similar to triangle APN. So by side angle side, so I'd say side angle side property, I am to prove that they are congruent. Now I'm able to prove that these two triangles are congruent. What I need to prove? I need to prove that they are collinear, they line in line, first of all, and then it's a midpoint. So that's the two things I need to prove. So let's move on to the next thing. What does it say? So similarly, when I know this, I know that angle PBC will be equals to angle PAN. So PBC, this side, and PAN, this angle is equal, CPCT. So let me name this one of the angle. And the other one says that BC will be equals to AN. So I've made this the second equation. So this side is equals to this side. All right, clear? So what have happened? Now we know that they are congruent and I'm able to find these two equations. So how to proceed next one? What to do next? Let's see. So in the next equation, what does it say? It tells us that we need to prove this similarly in the triangle. We talk about angle QCB. So this side of the angle will be equals to angle QAM. So I know this one will also be equal. So let me make it other way so that we get to know that we are talking about these two triangles are equal and these two sides will also be equal, right? So we know that BC will be equals to AM. Now this becomes what? This becomes my third equation. This becomes my fourth. So from first, second, third, fourth. So what do I get to know? If I add these three angles, so these angles should become 180 degree. So I'll say, okay, angle NAP, right? Plus angle QAM plus angle, what I'm talking about, BAC will be equals to 180 degree. So when I talk about these three angles, it should come out to be 180 degree. These two sides are equal. So I know that when these two are equal and this side is equal, so when these three sum up to 180 degree will give me what? It is a collinear. So why I'm coming it directly? Because when I say NAP, so if I say NAP, right? Plus, I'll say here PAQ. So if I say PAQ, that means BAQ, the same thing. So that's why I say BAC. And now when I say QAM, so that is what it comes. This comes that they are 180 degree, will give me that N, A, and M are collinear, right? And what did the second part ask me? That we have to prove that they are equal. So that is equally done. So for the second part, I'll say from equation second and fourth, I get to know that this AN is equals to BC is equals to AM. So that means AN is equals to AM, and that was what required, that A is a midpoint. So will give me that A is a midpoint. Hence, I'm able to prove that these are the two things that was required. So first of all, they are collinear because they are 90 degree, 180 degree, that gives me they are collinear. And the second is being the midpoint, we are able to solve it. All right, so that gives me that P is a midpoint of PQ. All right, great. Moving on to next one, let's see how many of you can solve this. In a triangle ABC, AD is a median and DE is parallel to BA, where E is a midpoint of AC. We need to prove that ABC is a median. So let me draw a triangle first that we are talking about, and let's do that quickly. So this is a triangle. It's a triangle what? It's A, B, C. All right. And I say that E is a midpoint, is a point, any point on, because I have to show that it's a median. So E is any point on AC. And this says that DE is parallel to AB. So what I have to make in a such a way like D point here, that DE is parallel to AB. All right. And what else I'll say? I'll say, okay, let me join BE because I have to prove that BE is a median. So how do I do in this? Anyone who can see that this line is parallel to this one. So what does that mean? It's half, right? So we can apply that. It's a midpoint. So let's do that. E will be a midpoint. So let's try one question. So I say that in triangle ABC that I'm talking about, AD, if I do this, AD is a median that I haven't drawn. So let me draw, it's a median, right? AC is the median of triangle of this BC, right? AD is a median of BC. So D is the midpoint. When a median is there, it will always bisect into two parts and it's a median, and that will be the midpoint of BC. All right, moving on to next one. It's given that DE is parallel to AB. If it's parallel and D is a midpoint, what does it mean? That E is the midpoint. Simple as that. E भी midpoint हो गया AC का. अब E भी midpoint है AC का. और हमें क्या चाहिए? E हो गया हमारा midpoint AC का, और हमें क्या चाहिए इसके बाद कि DE क्या है? मीडियन है. अब DE मीडियन कैसे होगा? क्योंकि अगर midpoint से हम एक point जो opposite angle है उसको join करते हैं तो automatically वो मीडियन बन जाता है, right? So that is what it says. Now DE is a midpoint. That automatically gives me that when I draw BE, it will be the median of AC, and that is what is required, that it becomes a median of the side AC, and that's hence proof. तो सिंपल करा, इसमें कुछ भी इतना बड़ी वाली बात करी नहीं है. सिंपल सा है कि अगर ये मीडियन है तो ये मिड पॉइंट हुआ. मिड पॉइंट से हमारी लाइन पैरेलल जा रही है तो ई भी मिड पॉइंट हुआ. अगर ई मिड पॉइंट है और उससे हम बी से प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो क्या बन जाएगा? हमारा मीडियन बन जाएगा. All right, so that's it. We were able to prove this question in quick seconds. All right, so let's see the next question that we have. So it's a parallelogram ABCD. E is a point. So let's quickly discuss what we have to do. E is a midpoint of this, of AB, and AP is parallel to EC, which means at the point DE at O and BC is produced at the point P. We have to prove that BP is twice of AD. So BP क्या है? इसके twice है. Okay, and Q is the midpoint of AP. So this side is equals to this side. So how can we do it, everyone? Can we think over it? See, it's given that it's a parallelogram. So it's given that ABCD is a parallelogram, and it's also given that AD is equals to BC, because I know in a parallelogram two sides, opposite sides are equal, and then I'll get to know that AD is equals to this and AB is equals to CD. So I'm able to get that these sides and these sides are equal and they are parallel. All right, now I know they are equal and parallel. So what do? I'll take a triangle, this bigger one. So let me make a whiteboard for you. Let us see how do we do this. All right, so here we go. So we'll talk about a triangle APB. So if EC is parallel to AP, that was given to us that EC is parallel to AP. So that's what I said, C is parallel AB. So that means E is the midpoint of AB, right? So if it's parallel and it's a midpoint, what does it give me from the midpoint theorem? That C is a midpoint of BP. All right, so by midpoint theorem, I can say that C has to be the midpoint of BP. So which give me that BP is equals to twice of BC. But I know that BC is equals to AD. BC तो AD के बराबर है, तो क्या मिल जाएगा? BP किसके बराबर हो गया? twice of AD. And this is what it was required to prove in the first part. All right, let's do the next part. What did it say? That I have to prove that QO is a midpoint of AP. So in that case, what do I say? That in a triangle APB, if AB is parallel to OC. So this side is parallel to this one. So what does that mean? That it's parallel. And I know it's a midpoint. So by midpoint theorem of a parallelogram, it's a parallelogram that it's parallel. And now I know that C is a midpoint of the side BC. So automatically Q will be the midpoint of AB. And that is what was required to prove in the second part. So I know it's parallel because it's a property of parallelogram, right? So by the property of parallelogram, it's saying that these two sides are parallel. And now moving on to the second part, that it says that now if it is parallel and C is a midpoint, so you have to write that C is the midpoint of BP, which gives me automatically Q is the midpoint of AP. All right, so I hope you were able to solve these questions in fraction of seconds and you are able to do it quickly. And now you know how to solve all of these in fraction of seconds. And you enjoyed the session, you were able to solve all of them. So if you really like it, then remember to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon so that you miss any updates. So remember to do that so that the next session, whatever we are coming up with the new topic, I'm not telling you right away. So for that, you need to subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon to meet you next time. Till then, guys, take care, be safe, and enjoy studying. Bye, guys.